Morning all. Okay, let's have a 15-minute game. I hope you had a good Christmas Day and Boxing Day. And I had a horrendous game actually on Christmas Day, which I'll have to show you at some point. But the commentary wasn't that good either. I was like a piece up and lost it. But yeah, I think it's in. Anyway. Let's get on with this one. So stevharr, let's play another dragon. Then hopefully this can't be any worse than the other dragon. He's not playing for casting queenside. Okay, so bishop d7 here, and hope for the best, or anything else. Bishop d7, h4, take b5 maybe, h5. I think bishop d7. It's going to be okay. So can I survive another dragon? If I play h5, there's bishop h6, f3. I think I have to play h5, otherwise it's just too easy to get to my king with h5. If takes, maybe takes here, so the bishop's still eyeing g4. Now it's transposing with maybe an extra move for me because of this bishop e2, if that's a useful extra move, or I can guard against g4 again. I'm not going to bother with rook c8 there, so I think knight g4 is okay. So I might be a tempo up on the normal dragon, I'm hoping. Okay, I just get pressure on for knight c4, get rid of that light square bishop. So I think we're approaching a position which looks fairly standard almost. Bishop was going there, knight c4. What's the advantage of the bishop here rather than say on b3? B2 is more exposed. I was looking at a Fischer game last night where B2 was exposed by Geller. Can I actually expose that here? I'll just play B5. Maybe B5 for the B file, sack a pawn, rook B8. Still holding up G4 with both knights and the bishop. So B5. I can give it a punt. Alright, I'll give it a punt. Just to see this B2, testing B2. Rather than immediate knight c4, which would just transpose normally. With the bishop not on this diagonal, should be less danger for my king as well, not pinning that pawn, which means g4 takes, or taking here or sacking here. It's going to be less potent if the bishop's not on the diagonal. That's another advantage. This bishop's passive. So if I can just use this B file, if my king's a little bit more solid than usual, then that's great. Okay, get this B file. Sack the A7 pawn as well, if he wants it. So queen A5. Knight D5, rook takes B5, protects the queen. It's knight takes E7, king H7. I think queen A5 might be interesting to consider. Okay. So B file, is it really an issue? B2, queen A5. Maybe just something like queen B4 after an A6. Wow. Okay. Bit naughty, I think. Giving me potentially more pressure at the expense of winning my A7 pawn. Queen A5 might be getting another tempo now on loose pieces. I want to keep this bishop open on the diagonal. So maybe knight E8. Imagine knight D5. There's bishop E5. So I think knight E8, unless G4 is really coming into its own. What about Queen A5, Bishop E5, Bishop B5? No, that's losing material. So Knight E8, it might be G4, Queen A5 there, or Knight C7. I think Knight C7, maybe taking here, and Knight C7 takes, and Rook B8, say B3. Alright, what's the faster way? What's these key pawns? If he does take, is that a real disaster? It might be. It's Queen A5 takes, and Rook B8 after. Where's the knight going? If D4 is sealed off, actually that looks pretty good. G4, Rook B8, so I'm threatening Bishop B5. G5, Bishop takes B5. There's pressure, there's a pin here on the Queen. Okay, that's convinced me, I think. This loose Queen on D2. So I'm hoping it doesn't matter about Bishop E5. Okay, Rook. Oh dear. That looks pretty solid, actually. Whoa. What about Rook C8? Just try and get Knight C4 in then. If I get Knight C4 in, then maybe Rook A4 after. Is this all optimistic? He could well be playing Bishop E5 now. Bishop E5 looks pretty solid. I think Knight C4 is probably worth playing here, although Knight D5 is coming in. Queen A4, Knight E7 check, Queen exchange. Knight D5 is going to be powerful. Still, I think Knight C4 takes Knight D5. Let's look at this again. Queen A4, Knight E7, King H7, Knight C8. In that position, there might be Bishop takes B5 with a little bit of pressure on B2, I hope. So I'll go for that. Actually, the rook's on C4, it's not on E7. I'm not losing the exchange, it seems. I'm just undermine B5. Okay, now it's time for action, I think. So when that rook takes D4, Bishop takes B5, Knight takes B5. Is he fairly solid here? Rook D4. Rook D4, Knight D4. If Queen D4, and Knight discovery. So Rook D4 looks good for this dark squared bishop anyway, positionally. If Knight takes D4, that looks okay. Queen D4 looks okay. I think I'll go for this. Okay, so discovery here. So Knight G4, Queen D5. Attacking the rook. Okay, so what about Bishop takes B5, Knight takes, Rook takes, Pawn takes, Knight G4, there's Queen A1 mate. That looks pretty good. For E5, Bishop E5, okay. So Rook takes B5 takes, Knight G4. What the Queen A1 mate idea. Looks pretty strong. Looks pretty logical as well for the dark square bishop to triumph. And there's many flaws in that. Rook b5. A takes, knight g4. Queen moves to d5, say queen a1. Queen moves, I don't know, e5, bishop e5. There's no checks. I think knight g4 is pretty good there. Winning queen takes, bishop d4. Two rooks versus queen, I think. This is a blunder. Now I've got the bishop as well. Oh, it's queen a4. Whoops. Oh. Okay, didn't expect that. Okay, two rooks versus queen scenario. Interesting. Okay. 3, 4, 5. E6 here, just b pawn's dangerous. Just lose d6. It's getting a bit of time. Or queen, not queen d2. e6, queen b5. Going to e2 later. I think I'll do that. Although f7 could be vulnerable pretty soon. Queen e5 here. Maybe g3 just to keep the pawns sort of disconnected without g3 being played by white. Or f5, f rook e2. Then f4, pass pawn potential. There's still that pass pawn potential if I play f5 here. Well, I've got a chance. I'm weakening my second rank. So say check on d7, king h6. Would my king ever escape here? Say rook a7, f4, rook d1. Where's my king escaping to? Or maybe just king f6 solves problems. So in that respect I'll play this. So rook d7, I'll play king f6. Better than king h6, I think. Just in case the rooks coordinate, as they do sometimes. So so rook e2, f4. Rook d7, king f6. So I want to create this pass pawn. Okay, pass pawn created. Get my king maybe to h5. Play for g4, g5. Oh. Okay, f4 is going to drop unless I support it. Uh-oh. That's queen c3, gaining a tempo for e5. Okay, I think I'll do that. Hopefully that's good. I want to get that supported f4 pawn. g3, rook f3, there's no queen sack yet, so I just get king maybe over here. g3, queen g3. The rooks seem passive now. Actually g3 looks pretty good, forcing rook e2. I'll get the king over here. I think that's rook d7. Is that really dangerous? Yeah. Where's queen e3? Let's play g3 here. Check. Is g3 worth playing? King h6. Oh, go with king. It looks really dangerous for rook d7 though. King h5. I get mated. King. Oh. Is g3 worth it? Just I'll play g3. If there's a check, maybe f3 here. or king h6 again. g5, move g5 just to get in f3 later, get my king over to recapture that pawn. Get in king g4 and f3. So he's kind of blockaded over here. Rook d3, queen c6, rook d5. That's a bit unfortunate. There's queen c5 in check. Put this over here for a sec. So rook d5, I'll just take on g5. Right, now I'll go back, I think. So rook d5 is strong. Right, so king g4. Queen sack here for f3 later. I don't know. How does the queen break through here? I've given him a good fortress. I think the rooks are better now. Rook d5, f3, takes. It's queen e3, I think. I'll go for queen e3, rook d5, queen e3. There's rook e5. Oh, there isn't. Queen f2 here almost. Takes, rook d1, king g3. Oh, I'm throwing a check. Queen a3. That's, these pawns are getting really dangerous. What about queen a8? Just hitting. There's rook e2. Let's go back here for a sec. For queen e3. Can I make progress here? It's queen g1 for a few checks. He's inviting a draw here. Tempted. Queen a3 might be a try. Or I'll try queen a3 for a sec. Maybe queen c1 to 9, queen a1. Disruption. I just want to get to g2 somehow, maybe. Probably asking to lose now. Alright, I'll play this for queen c1. Hoping there's a bit of disruption, but these pawns are going now. I think I should have accepted the draw offer, in effect. Uh-oh. Oh, I could take on e4. That's a turn up for the book. I'll take on e4. His pawns are getting mobile. Maybe checking queen c5. So e4. Okay, getting my pawns a bit mobile. For f3, if I can get f3, f2. This might still be good. His pawns are getting pretty quick, but there's queen e4, queen b7. Just queening here. He hasn't got check. So my queen first. So queen e4. fact, I can take it on f1 because if he queens, queen b8. If he doesn't, then maybe queen f4. Well, if I just get both queens and then queen f4. It's getting too dangerous. Okay, I'll throw in a check, king c3, check, queen, actually there takes a check. Okay, that's sorted that one out. Queen b1. So I've got a queen sack. 3 minutes to go. Useful tactic to win his queen. It's broken up with past pawns. I think that's all over. Yep, I was lucky. Yep, I agree. Okay, so if I play g2, get a queen again. Minute 46. I'm still playing on. Okay. I can come around this pawn up. Trying to avoid the stalemate trick, that would be embarrassing. Okay. Yeah, let's have a quick. Oh, it's a tense game. These dragons are pretty intense. On the 15-minute time control. I don't know what you guys think, but okay. Double pawn sack, exchange sack, another exchange sack, knight g4 for queen a1. But queen a4 is a resource here. Queen c3. Queen a2? Oh there. Is this unsound? Uh-oh. That looks pretty unsound. Knight f2 I can try and win back an exchange. But then he's got this big passed pawn. I might mention that queen a4. Okay. Is this unsound? Queen a4, queen c3, queen a2, knight f2. Can just play something like b6. Takes. Looks fairly unsound actually, because of queen a4. It's a shame. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks so much.